If you're a pensioner in the United Kingdom, what I'm about to share with you could significantly impact your housing situation and financial security. Starting October 21, 2025, the Department for Work and Pensions is rolling out changes that could affect thousands of older adults across the country. Whether you're currently receiving housing support, planning to apply for benefits, or simply want to stay informed about your entitlements, the next few minutes could save you hundreds, possibly thousands of pounds. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these changes mean for you, how to prepare, and most importantly, how to ensure you don't miss out on support you're entitled to. Let me start by being absolutely clear about something. The DWP has confirmed that significant adjustments to housing benefit regulations and pension credit housing support are coming into effect from October 21, 2025. These aren't minor tweaks to the system. These are substantial changes that will reshape how pensioners receive housing assistance, how much support is available, and who qualifies for that support. Now, you might be wondering why these changes are happening now. The truth is, the current housing support system for pensioners has been under review for quite some time. Rising housing costs, an aging population, and the need to ensure benefits reach those who need them most have all contributed to this overhaul. The government claims these changes will make the system fairer and more responsive to the actual housing market conditions across different regions of the UK. Let's break down exactly what's changing. First and foremost, the local housing allowance rates are being recalibrated. For those unfamiliar, the local housing allowance is the maximum amount of housing benefit or universal credit housing element you can receive if you rent from a private landlord. Under the new regulations effective October 21st, these rates will be adjusted to better reflect current rental prices in different areas. For many pensioners, particularly those living in areas where rents have increased significantly, this could mean an increase in the support they receive. However, in some regions where rental markets have stabilized or declined, rates might not increase as much as anticipated. The second major change involves the bedroom tax exemptions for pensioners. While state pension age claimants have traditionally been protected from the bedroom tax, also known as the under-occupancy penalty, the new regulations introduce clearer guidelines about what constitutes a necessary bedroom. This is particularly important for pensioners who need an extra room for medical equipment, overnight carers, or adult children who provide essential care. The updated rules provide more explicit protections for these circumstances, which means fewer disputes and faster processing of claims. Another critical change relates to pension credit and housing support integration. From October 21st, the way pension credit interacts with housing benefit is being streamlined. This matters because many pensioners don't realize they're entitled to housing support simply because they receive pension credit. The new system will make it easier for pensioners to access both benefits simultaneously, with improved data sharing between different DWP departments, meaning less paperwork and fewer repeated applications. The capital and savings limits are also being adjusted. Currently, if you have savings or capital over a certain threshold, it affects how much housing support you can receive. The new regulations are introducing more nuanced calculations that take into account the reality of pensioners who may have modest savings set aside for emergencies or end-of-life care. While the exact figures are still being finalized in some categories, the direction is toward ensuring that reasonable savings don't completely disqualify pensioners from much-needed housing assistance. There's also a significant change in how the DWP will handle housing benefit for pensioners living in supported accommodation or sheltered housing. The new regulations recognize that these living arrangements often come with additional service charges that aren't always covered under current rules. From October 21st, there will be enhanced provisions for covering reasonable service charges associated with age-appropriate accommodation, which could make a substantial difference for pensioners in retirement communities or assisted living facilities. The assessment process itself is being modernized. Pensioners applying for housing support after October 21st will experience a more streamlined application process, with digital options for those comfortable using technology, but crucially, maintaining robust telephone and in-person support for those who aren't. The DWP has committed to ensuring that no pensioner is disadvantaged by the move toward digital services. Now, here's something really important that many people overlook. These changes also affect pensioners who currently don't receive any housing support. If you previously applied and were rejected, or if you assumed you wouldn't qualify, the new regulations might change your situation entirely. The adjusted thresholds and updated calculations mean it's worth revisiting your eligibility, even if you were turned down before. Let me talk about what this means in practical terms. Imagine you're a pensioner living in a rented two-bedroom flat in Birmingham. Your pension covers most of your basic needs, but rent takes up a large chunk of your income. Under the old system, you might have been receiving a fixed rate of housing benefit that hasn't kept pace with your actual rent increases. From October 21st, if your area's local housing allowance rate has been adjusted upward to reflect current market rents, you could see an increase in your monthly housing support. This extra money stays in your pocket for food, heating, or other essential expenses. Or perhaps you're a pensioner in rural Scotland, living in a property that's technically too large according to current rules, but you have an adult disabled child living with you who requires their own room. Under the new regulations, the exemptions are clearer and more robust, meaning you're less likely to face deductions for that extra bedroom. The timeline for implementation is crucial to understand. October 21st, 2025 is the official start date, but the DWP will begin sending notification letters to affected pensioners several weeks in advance. If you're currently receiving housing benefit or pension credit, watch your mail carefully. These letters will explain how the changes specifically affect your individual circumstances. For those not currently receiving support, there's no automatic notification, which is why I'm making this video. You need to be proactive. If you think you might qualify under the new rules, you should start gathering your documentation now. You'll need proof of your housing costs, details of your income including your state and any private pensions, information about your savings and capital, and documentation about your living situation including tenancy agreements or mortgage statements if applicable. The DWP has also announced enhanced support services to help pensioners navigate these changes. From early October, there will be dedicated helplines and local support sessions where you can speak with advisors who understand the new regulations. Age UK and other charities are also being briefed on the changes so they can provide independent advice. One thing I want to stress is the importance of not waiting until the last minute. While the changes take effect on October 21st, you can start preparing now. Review your current benefits, gather your documents, and if you're uncertain about anything, seek advice early. The worst thing you can do is miss out on support because you didn't understand the new system or didn't realize you now qualify. There's also protection built into these changes for pensioners who might see a reduction in support. The DWP has confirmed transitional protection measures, meaning if the new calculations would result in you receiving less than you currently do, there will be a gradual reduction rather than an immediate cut, giving you time to adjust your circumstances or seek additional support. So what should you do right now? First, check your current housing benefit or pension credit status. Second, make note of October 21st, 2025 in your calendar and watch for correspondence from the DWP. Third, if you're not currently receiving housing support but you're struggling with rent or mortgage costs, seriously consider applying under the new rules. Fourth, talk to other pensioners in your community because chances are they're also affected and sharing information can help everyone. These changes represent one of the most significant updates to pensioner housing support in years. Whether they'll leave you better off or require you to take action to maintain your current support, being informed is your best protection.
The DWP has designed these regulations with the goal of making housing more affordable and accessible for older adults, but the benefits only reach you if you engage with the system. Don't let confusion or uncertainty stop you from accessing support you're entitled to. These changes are complex, but they're also an opportunity to ensure you're receiving every penny of assistance available to help you maintain safe, secure housing in your retirement years. If you found this information valuable and want to stay updated on all the latest changes affecting pensioners, benefits, and financial support in the UK, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update that could impact your finances or entitlements. Share this video with any pensioners in your life who might benefit from knowing about these changes. Together, we can make sure everyone gets the support they deserve. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.